Nintendo.
Hello and welcome to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion, a game that I enjoy very much. The game that started it all. This was a launch title for the Gamecube, one of the very first probably the very first Gamecube game I ever played, and just a lovely game altogether. This is basically the game that gave Luigi a personality. This is where his whole scaredy cat thing got started. And this game is just brimming with personality and charm. I would consider this to be a little bit of a niche game a long time ago, but at this point it's definitely gained mainstream popularity, has 2 sequels at this point, only one of which I've played. I played Dark Moon. It's pretty good, but kind of nothing like this game. And from what I've seen, the 3rd game is much more like this game, but doesn't quite capture the magic that this one has. At least, not from just watching it. Maybe when I play it I'll think differently. But I don't know, there's just something about this game. Like I said, it's got tons of personality. It introduced a lot of new elements to the Mario series. Here's another one right here with Professor Egad. And altogether, it's really just a wonderful experience, if a little bit short. This was kind of a strange choice as a launch title for the GameCube because it's not a platformer. It's a Mario game that barely has Mario in it at all. And I think people were just a little bit surprised when they saw it at first. But I think it was actually a very good choice to show off what the GameCube was capable of, and I'll explain that a little bit as we get further in. So for this Let's Play, obviously I'm going to be getting 100%, that being all of the ghosts, including the optional ghosts, all of the secrets. I'm going to be showing all of the secret money locations. I'm not going to be getting every coin or bill and every last piece of money, but I am going to be going for the top rank. I'm not going to be getting all gold frames. I'll explain what that means as we go, but there's some ghosts that are just very difficult to deal with, and I do not feel like sitting here and banging my head into them until I can get a top rank on them. You'll see which ones are giving me trouble as we go. So enough of my blabbing. Let's jump in. As the story goes, Luigi has won a mansion in a contest that he did not enter. This is all information you can find out by reading the manual, much like many old games back in the day. Mario and Luigi have set out to their new mansion. Mario went ahead first, and Luigi is following after him, supposedly to meet up with him in the mansion. But as you can see, there's no one here. If you come up here and examine this door, then you can progress to the next part. Here we see our first ghost. And there's the key that we need. Thank you, friendly ghost. That is the only time we'll see a ghost in that form. And the only time we'll be getting a key like that. Luigi is very happy about this key. If I haven't mentioned it before, and I don't see when I would have, Luigi is definitely my favorite Mario character. Always has been. I'm not going to be showing all of these door cutscenes, but I figure I'll show you like 1 or 2. I sure take a lot of knocks in this line of work. I'm getting too old for this ghost-catching tomfoolery. Anyway, nice to meet you. I'm Professor Egad. This house, I swear it seems to have more ghosts every day. What's a young feller like you doing around here, anywho? Uh-oh, this looks ugly. Alright, youngster, look lively. Follow me, post-haste. So your name's Luigi? I think our paths were destined to cross. Well met, Luigi. Where's this, you ask? Why, these cozy quarters are where I do my ghost studying. Professor Egad's Ghost Research Laboratory. The lab, if you're of a shortening mind. You won this mansion in a contest you didn't even enter? Sounds pretty fishy to me. So you believe the mansion actually exists, then? Strange. I've been living here since I was a lad of 20 or so, and I'll tell you, that mansion appeared just a few days ago. The spirits have fooled you. I don't know if it's a dream, an illusion, or what all, but I surely wouldn't be too happy winning a haunted house. Now that I get a look at you, I just recalled, a guy with a red hat kind of like yours went up to the mansion without even stopping to chat, and he never returned. Was he a dream too? What? That guy was your brother? Oh no, that's horrible. He wouldn't stand a chance against those ghosts without my help. You have to go after him. Here's the plan. I'll teach you to deal with ghosts so you can rescue your brother, Luigi. Here are the controls. You can change the settings between standard and sidestep. Standard means that movement is like normal, and then sidestep is basically tank controls, which means that you can only move side to side and you use the C stick to change your direction. I'm going to be playing on standard. Some people swear by sidestep. I just don't like it very much. So why don't we take a minute to read all these controls here and just listen to the music a little bit. Did you hear it? After about 3 minutes or so of idle time on this screen, which I'm probably not going to make you sit through all of, you get that little do 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 do. That is Totaka's song. Kazumi Totaka is one of the composers for Luigi's Mansion and a bunch of other Nintendo games, and he has a habit of putting that little tune hidden somewhere in the games that he develops. The the most notable instance of this is in Animal Crossing, where if you ask KK Slider, who's named after Totaka, by the way, to sing KK's song, he'll sing you that little tune. Time for ghost training. That's the vacuum cleaner I engineered to catch ghosts. I call it, this is genius, the Poltergust 3000. It can suck up all kinds of things. Let her rip. Use the R button to vacuum and the C stick to change your direction. What he does not tell you there is that to catch, well, we'll get there when we get there. But this is not the best training. No matter how strong you think your brother is, ghosts are mysterious beings. They can't be caught using conventional means. So you better use this. It's the only way to foil them. This is the only thing they fear. Or something to that effect. Well, how about we start your training? Ghosts seem to like darkness and they avoid the light. So if you hit them with a flashlight beam all of a sudden, you can stun them momentarily. Then it's vacuuming time. When you see your chance, hold down the R button and tilt the control stick in the opposite direction. Just give it a try. You'll learn more that way than just listening to me yap about it. What he doesn't tell you there is that you have to be very close to the ghost for this to work. Remember, as soon as you see a ghost's heart, that's your chance to vacuum them up. While vacuuming, tilt the control stick in the opposite direction to bring them in. I like to tilt the control stick and also wiggle the C stick. When that surprised ghost's heart appears, vacuum it with the R button and the control stick. Tilt the control stick in the direction opposite the ghost. There should be 2 now? Still there's 1. You have to get as close as you can before flashing the light. Now he tells us. Surprise them with the light when they get close. Pow, pow! The more the better, got it? Alright, the more the better, he says. And yet, only gives us one ghost. Ghosts love to hide in dark places. Isn't that a hoot? There, here they come. Come here, you guys. Ooh, almost all of them. Can I still get the other two? Yes! Catching ghosts means using the flashlight and the Poltergust 3000 as a team. You get me, young feller? That'll do. Well, how many did you get? Woohoo! 9 ghosts. Excellent, Luigi. I think I missed one at one point. I'd say you're ready to look for your brother now. If you get enough of those ghosts, you get fireworks, which I always try to do. Fine, fine. Looks like you worked up quite a sweat there. How about a little cool down in the gallery? I'm quite proud of it, you know. Oh, fine. Off we go. You actually don't have to go to the gallery, but I'll come here and show you what it's about. This is where your portrait ghosts go. We'll talk a little bit more about those later. I'll be coming in here periodically to show you the progress. But if you tap on the angel statues, they fly. Let's see what Gad has to say about all this. Are you done appreciating art for today, Luigi? Where am I? This is the gallery. This is where I hang all my paintings. Ghost paintings, that is. When I was young, I designed a machine to turn ghosts into paintings, and I traveled the world collecting them. Oh, it was glamorous, I tell you. Well then, now I have to tell you a horrifying story. The last ghost I caught was number 22, Boolossus. But there are lots of Boos, and King Boo rallied them all to take revenge upon me. They used my machine to free Boolossus from the painting. Then they went and turned all my other portraits back into ghosts too. As if that weren't enough, they built a mansion in front of my lab in the space of a single night, and then they all hid inside. If I told anybody else this stuff, they'd probably have me committed. I'm sure my portrait ghosts are somewhere inside the mansion. I just have to get them back. And there's your story. That's pretty much the story of the game. What's a Game Boy Horror? I designed the Game Boy Horror as a communications terminal. It has all sorts of functions. For example, you can press the Z button to see a list of the items you picked up. Give it a try after you get some coins. Of course, you'll also be able to see portrait ghosts there once you capture some. You can also use the Y button to display a map of the mansion. The display will color the rooms as you visit them. Check the map if you ever get lost. He doesn't explain how it colors the rooms, and I've seen lots of people get confused about that. Got all that, Sonny? Well, as much as you told us anyway. Go back to the lab. Alrighty then. Let's go to the mansion. Sorry, I had to check something. I thought for a second I wasn't recording, but I was looking at the live stream timer, not the regular timer. In we go. I'll explain the controls a little bit. Obviously, you walk around and move around with the 2 sticks. I usually don't touch the C-stick all that much if I'm trying to move. I use it to control the flashlight. If you hit the X button, you get the Game Boy Horror. You can use it to check things, and sometimes Luigi will have something to say about them. You know, I never noticed how lovely those red polka dots look on top. Thank you, Luigi. If you press the A button when you're not next to anything to examine,
Mario!
you'll call out for Mario.
Mario! Mario!
For each level of health, you have 3 different ways to call out for Mario, and we'll be checking them every now and then as we lose some health. If you press A next to something that looks kind of movable, Luigi will either bang on it, or he can actually like try to shake it, like that. If you press A next to a wall, you'll bang on it. You can vacuum up cloth and other objects from off of tables and, you know, draping off of things. And if you examine a mirror from anywhere in the mansion, you'll be warped directly back here to the foyer. This is actually necessary at one point, but it's also just very useful to know. Let's talk to Toad. Woo-hoo-hoo, where did you go, Mario? Before anybody asks, I can't do a Toad voice, so I'm not even gonna try. Huh? Luigi? Wow, it's Luigi! You finally made it. Oh, joy! Thank goodness. Me? Well, Princess Peach asked me to come here to look for Mario. He left when he heard you'd won a mansion, and he never returned. Then when I arrived here, the mansion was full of ghosts and I didn't see Mario anywhere and I kind of freaked out a little and I don't know what to do. It's been awful. Please, 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 you have to help me find Mario. If he doesn't get back, you have no idea how upset the princess will be. She'll flip. Leave it to me. If you say goodbye, you just have to start the dialogue over again. I didn't feel like doing that. Yay, thanks, Luigi. You made my dark and stormy night. And he'll turn the lights on for you. I wish I could do something to help you. Wait, I've got it. At least let me do this. And he will save your game for you. Talk to me for help anytime. Much like with Tulip, this is a game where if you die, you just get zipped straight back to your previous save. In fact, also like Tulip, you just get sent back to the title menu. You can use your vacuum to do a variety of things. You can put out candles. This will be important sometimes. You can use your vacuum to check certain objects. So if for drawers, you can either check them like this or you can vacuum them up. If you walk into the middle of the room here, it doesn't work every time. But there we go. This freaked me out a lot as a kid. You gotta move or you're gonna get crushed. But if you go up here and use your vacuum to suck on the chandelier, you get money. Pretty decent amount of money, too. Let's see if I can collect these without triggering the chandelier again. Alright, I think we actually got all of that. Your most common forms of currency are going to be gold coins and dollar bills. You can also see there's gold bars listed down there too. There's a set number, well, there's a set number of everything, but there's a set number of gold bars in the mansion. Coins and bills, it seems like it varies a little bit, but with gold bars, they're in very specific locations. Here's our first dark, well, I guess the foyer was our first dark room, but here's our first ghost room, the parlor. When a room is dark, typically ghosts will spawn in it unprompted. This room happens to be a little bit different. You have to do something to get the ghost to come out. When you're checking things around the room, a lot of the times you'll find money or hearts. Sometimes I have found that you can find a heart instead of money that you were supposed to find, and you might actually have to come back and check things a second time. So don't be afraid of coming back to a room later and giving it another sweep, even if you think you found everything. If you've checked something and nothing happens, but you see a little puff of dust like that, that means you've checked it and nothing else is going to happen. So now, let's get this started. Who put out my candles? You, Mr. Lime Green? Well, dark rooms are dangerous around here, yes. They love the dark, and now they will get you, Blue Hair. Now you're in for it, Blugha. Just like little Red Cat before you. May you wander lost in the darkness forever. Are you afraid of the dark, little man? Are you, huh? Here they are now. I would say Luigi is afraid of the dark. I think it'd be too much to say I'm afraid of the dark. I don't necessarily like the dark. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable if I'm in it for too long, but I don't think I'm scared of the dark. Like, if we had a blackout right now and all the lights went out and it was nighttime, it wouldn't really bother me that much. It's more of an inconvenience than anything. In fact, sometimes I sit in the dark just because I can't be bothered to turn the lights on or I'm trying to save power. Let's see, we already checked that, right? When you clear a room of ghosts, you get a treasure chest. Blue ones have keys in them. The map will show you where a key leads. And while we're on the map... Whoop, got a little ahead of myself there. Rooms that are lit up in a color are rooms that you have finished. Rooms that are dark gray are rooms that you have not gone into at all. Rooms that are light gray are rooms that you've gone into but have not finished. And the coloring does not indicate anything in particular. It just has to do with the area that you're in. So area 1 is going to be colored yellow. That's what the colors mean. It doesn't mean that you're not done. It doesn't mean that there's any particular kind of ghost or treasure in it. It just separates it by the areas. I don't know why they did that. It really just confuses people, but alright. I think we have time for one more room before we go. So let's clear out the anteroom, which I believe is like a waiting room. These golden ghosts here are called gold ghosts. They're the weakest type of ghost you can find. They have the lowest HP and they do the least amount of damage. This here is a purple puncher. One step up from the gold ghost, has double the amount of HP, does a little bit more damage. And I think has a bit of a bigger attack range as well. If you walk into a room and you hear that kind of mumbling sound, that means there's ghosts around. You can also see this, there's a ton of like dust and particles and stuff. I want to see if I can get these guys together. This was part of the GameCube being, or of Luigi's Mansion being a launch title for the GameCube. It was actually very impressive that the GameCube could have that many particle effects on screen. And that's kind of what I mean when I say that this was actually a very good launch title. In some ways, I actually consider this game kind of a tech demo. Not in that it's not like a real game with substance and lots of stuff to do, not at all. But it really was made almost with one of the main purposes being just to show off what the GameCube could do and the next generation technology. Alright. I think that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for watching my new Let's Play of Luigi's Mansion, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. Bye-bye!